All right, guys, good morning. Today is the 6th of August, 2026. Crazy Global Market Talk with KEL. Crazy anytime, anywhere. Now, apparently, this morning I have a little uh, sharing session talking to my wife this morning. So that's why I couldn't have time the morning to do market talk at 9:15 as scheduled. So we had to push it back 1 hour. So I humbly apologize for that. Well, family always comes first, right? Okay, so today we will be talking a lot on gold. Yes, gold is going crazy. Yes, from the low end of 4,026 or 28, it's climbed by almost $300 all the way up. So incredible. We talk about this a lot today. And today we talk about the other markets happening right now, US market and what's happening in Iran. All these will be shared for today's session. So today's session is going to be very, very important. All right. But before that, disclaimer apply as usual. Please do your risk management before engaging into trading. All right. All clear? Okay. Very good. So let's talk about the market right now in the fundamental side first. All right. First of all, US ready to return to commitment. All right, says Iran after Donald Trump signaled a deal is near. So apparently, this is Iran saying that US is ready to so-called give in. Okay, all right. So again, US say no. US says that we have already had a deal on, and it's going to be their deal. Iran say no, it will be based on their deal. So let's see who is actually speaking the truth. And of course, JP Diamond from JP Morgan says that the high leverage is very, very dangerous and somebody will disrupt the market. Okay, interesting from JP Diamond. And Donald Trump administration has refunded $100 billion in Liberation Day tariff. So that is the day that he took some money from the market and now he gave back $100 billion, but still some money is still lingering around. All right, so basically that is what happened. Let's go into detail. Now, last night, the Dow Jones up by 250 points, and this is a fifth day in a row. So I do suspect some profit taking is going to set in very soon. Now, the market has went up, and we can see the main thing is that NVIDIA shares has went up more because Elon Musk said that SpaceX will only use the NVIDIA processor when building its artificial intelligence. Wow, cool. So that gave a very strong booster. Now, SpaceX share continue to drop by 13% after the company has released their first quarter, and because the expenditure has increased by sixfold. So that's why they feel that mathematically it doesn't work. And I told you guys before about this. I really hope you remember that. Well, I'll talk about this later. And of course, we have the advanced micro device, AMD, and the Magnificent 7, all right, all struggling a little bit, whereby the AMD has dropped by 7%. And interestingly, so while the Nasdaq side dropped a little bit, we have the Wall Street or Dow Jones doing well, and S&P closed above 7,700 points for the first time, notching a record high level. So what is going on? Why is the market so bullish? Well, it all had to do with the dollar. I'll come to that later, yeah? And of course, because of that right now, US and Iran seemingly close to a deal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, and that's why the oil price came down a little bit, but it's off the low. All right, so more news will be shared in our CRAZII News channel, yeah? Right, all these will be available in the CRAZII News channel. You can watch it, read it on your own. Okay, so let's talk about the main calendar. What are we going to expect the coming week itself? All right, let's take a look. Okay, for you to filter a little bit. Here we go. Now, for today, US Donald Trump will be speaking, which he had done already, all right? And we have the initial jobless claim coming in at 203,000 above the previous 197, okay? So that means that jobless is still moving up a little bit. Okay, I have the same problem again. My line is not able to withdraw. It happens once in a while. It happened yesterday. Never mind. Let's take all this week. Okay, ignore the writing stuff, yeah. Apparently, I have difficulty to my annotate has some issue again. Yesterday we had the same problem. Okay, went cuckoo. Okay, I think it's better now. Let's try again. Okay, let's take a look. Now we do have the Friday tomorrow. We have the non-farm payroll. Okay, so Friday is the non-farm payroll because last Wednesday, which is ADP, right? So we can see that the market was expecting 68,000 job, but the official job was 44,000. That's why there's a dip, and that also is the reason why the Federal Reserve cannot really, high interest rate for that reason. So based on this one now, it's at 57,000 the last time. The market is expecting 88,000. There's a jump, and that means that we may see that. Okay, so the current rate now for employment is 4.2%, still within acceptable level. Yeah. Okay, so that is the US news. Now let's talk about this. This is the one reason why the market is surging, because the US bond yield has gone down. Now when the bond yield go down, I mean the bond price went up, and the bond yield was threatening 4.75, and then obviously we all know that whenever we go to a new high level, usually there will be a bit of selling, and they can see the market really coming down as of yesterday. All right, but I still think that this is just only the beginning. I feel that, in my own opinion, this is just going to be starting. This is going to move up again, and my target for this year is 4.85% for the 10-year. That will be very high, and I think that that's what the market really wants to see. So currently now is 4.6. So I believe as well as 0.25 should able to be reached in the next 2 to 3 months time. Okay. All right, so that is the yield, and of course, let's look at the other market. Now, the Fed fund rate, the next FOMC meeting will be 41 days later. That's about 1 month plus, yeah. And you can see at the moment right now we have 54.9%. The market now is 3.5% to 3.75, and 54.9% is expecting a rate hike. So more than 50% is expecting a rate hike, and the market is pricing it in. So by right itself, if the market price in this, that means that if the rate hike doesn't happen, the market will go higher. So that is what I'm saying, that the market now doesn't care what is the market looking for. They already price in a lot of things. So this tells you that traders are still very bullish of the US market. And of course, because of that, you can see the US dollar plunge, all right? The US dollar from 101 has went down to 99.60, and this basically has pressured gold to shoot up. Now, last 2 days, gold have been very, very bullish, and there is some reason because that China banks are buying a lot of gold. So let me bring it to you right now. What is the story all about? Now, if you go to my Twitter or my x.com, you can read over there my personal all the stuff over here. Let me just share with you. Okay, so first of all, you can see from the news that the China Gold Back ETF has recorded 14 consecutive daily inflow ending Monday buying gold. All right, they've been buying a lot of gold for the last 2 weeks before this week. Interesting, the Chinese investors. So they already bought at the low end. Now the price is going up, as you can see. All right, and also there's another article on gold. Just give me a moment. Anyway, the 30-year mortgage rate now is at all-time 12-month high. Not a good sign. This is very bad for the costing of people who want to buy houses. And wait a minute, there's one article I do on gold. Let me just give you a short while. Okay, seemingly disappeared. Let's try one more time. Now, having posting on this disappear is very normal because a lot of time the back end may not accept what is being written there. It is possible. Okay, I cannot find the other article on gold, but basically in short, that means that China investors are buying a lot of gold and they're not going to buy and throw, they're going to buy and keep. So that's why you can see the gold price has been going up the last few days, okay? All right, so let's take a look at the market right now with the indicator, right? Seemingly we have a problem now, my indicator's not moving. Okay, so yes, my data has stopped. Oh gosh, this is so annoying at times like this when things are all moving. Okay, never mind. Then no choice. I have to use my CRAZII.com to see the chart. Just hang on a minute, guys. Yeah, I have a bit of flu right now. I'm not feeling well. Okay. Okay, so this is the CRAZII day chart. Let's take a look on how to understand the day chart for today. So first of all, we must understand that we have a market that opens at 4247 and it is opening here, and the support level is actually at pivot 2, which the market hardly touched. And then after OP, it starts to go higher. The first KCB that is available for the day chart will be 4332. 4332. All right, so that is pretty high, but it's all possible. Anything is possible in the market, right? 4332 is the KCB over here. All right, so that is where gold could be going if you continue to go higher. But on a flip note, if gold breaks below OP, it will break below the opening price. That will give you a sell signal, because due to the diamond line, when the market is below diamond line and it happened to turn red color, then it will be a sell. Now the first sell will be MLP. MLP is 4162, right? Of course, MLP is a very critical support level. If the market break 4162, then very easily it will come in with a lot of selling to 4087. Yeah, 4087 is the next support level for gold. Now with the KSI green and the diamond line together, so as long as the market stays above the OP of today, and then we should be fine. If the market fail, then the downside is 4087, and the highest level potentially go will be 4332, with 4162 as a very important stepping stone. Okay, all clear? If all clear, press number 1 right now in the comment box here. Is the low in gold coming? Well, I think basically, if you remember, KFC is 4040, the level that I mentioned before. So this week, last week and this week, it touches that and then rebound. So is this the starting of a bull market? Well, it is possible, because normally when the candle has such a big upside and it continue, that means it is there. So if you look at this one here, it's about 4085 to a closing about 4247. So the difference between them is how many? 4247 minus 4085. What is the number? Can someone help me? I think it should be more than that. Yeah. Let's put it 4080. So 4080 minus 4247. That'll give you this 185, right? Yeah. So that should give you 167. Yeah. Okay, 167. So you take 167 plus back to 4247. You take 4247 plus back 167. What do you get? That'll give you about 4404, right? Am I right to say that? 4404. 4414. Yeah, correct. 4414. So gold can go up to 4414. If gold do go up from here, gold can go all the way up to 4414 because of this big yellow candle that is seems to be holding the market. So as long gold can stay above this 4247, gold should be going to 4414 in the near term. Okay, that's how I see the gold chart for now. Now, based on that, it has been consolidating for a while, and you can see the KSI was pressured down. And then recently there was some buying, but the market doesn't go down anymore. And when the KSI kick in to be green, that's when the market shoot. So that's why I suspect that it is possible for gold to continue to go up to 4414 or put a pullback first, and then about 4247, you can go back in again and buy. Okay, so that's roughly the directive of gold for the next few weeks. All right, because now the dollar is coming down right now, that basically gives another reason why the gold is going up. So why is the dollar coming down? Because I believe that there's some printing ongoing at the back. Because recently we all know that there is some maturity on the treasuries. And of course, the only way to pay them is to print. And when you print money, the dollar will self-reflect. And that's why the gold is going up, despite what's happening now in Iran. So I kind of realized that Bcent probably is just a smoke bomb to tell people that, you know, we're going to have an war ending soon, the ships ongoing, is to basically allow the dollar to go down lower while the printing is ongoing. So that is how I feel that's happening right now. Because by right, if that's the case, right, if the war is over, then the dollar to fall because a lot of people buy before the war. But then again, I don't believe that this war is going to happen. So that's why it's a little bit of difficulty to explain over here. But my point is this: you can watch out for this, yeah. Now, for the Dow Jones, let's take a look at the Dow Jones day chart. The Dow Jones day chart today is very clear. It's staying above the pivot 1 and pivot 2. And at the moment now, you can see it's very, very nearby to the MLP. And the MLP is 54425. Okay, so this is the MLP level. Now, the thing is this, based on the rate of change CMC technique, we are a little bit near the exhaustion. So that's why if the market stays below OP, it will be a sell to at least KTR -1 to even -2. Okay, so watch out for that. And now the day chart itself showing a 54542 hence that could be something over there. Okay, all right, so that is why you can see it's a diamond over here, and you can see that the market is a buy yesterday, and you have a follow through until today. Okay, so that is just what we are saying. Now, next market that we are looking at, it will be Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is very interesting. It tries to go up, but fail. The KSI is green, right? The KCX is climbing, so it should be good. But this morning, once open, right, the Bitcoin started to travel down. And do take note, there is no K trend here, even if it turns red color, because this guy has a higher closing than this guy over here. So there's no time this line don't have this straight here itself, yeah. This K trend trade is not available. Now, one thing to note is that there is a lot of cluster around this area, and we all know that that is the KCB, 3MA, all stuck there. So very simple, guys. If the market do break below, downwards here, who runs this area? All right, if the market do break down this area, then I will expect the Bitcoin to come back down to 62,000 or more in the short term, yeah? Okay, next market that I want to take a look, it will be oil. I go back to the day chart. Now, the oil day chart doesn't look any form of promising, but that is how things work. So you can see all the way has been down. True, yes, and then after that, all the way up is true. So true, it's a bit rebound. So you should have, captured this along the way. Now, the thing is that now the market is, although trading above yellow, it's yellow candle, but the market is really into this. So it's very difficult, right, to do that. Hold it to wait for a while for the market to go back again. Now, oil is trying to stabilize itself at $74, and with the KSI against it, KCX against it, it's going to be a tough trade to move it up. So I suspect that there must be a few more attackers coming in, and then after that you can break through. And I still believe that we will see the $78 and 76 cent KCB. And of course, if the market can continue to break the MA30, that is about 82.77, well, that would be really incredible, right? If the oil price can trade all the way up, that will be a crazy run up the way. Now, am I buying some oil? Yeah, I bought some oil, but I'm not going to buy big because it's all red together. There's no point to do that. Okay. All right. So all right, so let me just see anything else that's caught my eye. NASDAQ. NASDAQ, I think, is due to correction soon. You can see that the market has no strength yesterday, pretty limited. And today, the KCB is also available. That's blocking them together. So I suspect that there could be a pullback to pivot 2, and that's about 29,014 area. Okay, that should be the potential downside. But the upside itself isn't that not happening. The downside is still there, and 30,228 will be the key. But I think that we can wait for a while because now the NASDAQ KSI is still green in color, so no need to do heavy selling first. Wait for a while until the colors change, then we do that. Okay. All right, guys, that will be all for today. Thank you very much. Just remember about gold. I'm very bullish on gold recently, but then not to the point of now to chase. I won't be chasing. I think it's very dangerous to chase. And you can see right now there are some profit taking, even though there is a K trend right now that's higher. By right, you should take him, but instead you reject. So now we're going to watch it and see whether can this rejection break it down to here itself, right? Which is about 4264 for the US market to see. Okay. All right, guys, that will be all for today. The video will be out shortly in the evening. Thank you. Bye.